global temperatures are getting warmer. Glaciers are melting. Sea levels are rising. Scientists agree that increasing carbon dioxide emissions in the atmosphere are changing our climate. Whoa! For some, where those gases are coming from is still a matter of debate. Planes, cars, and industry are commonly accepted as the main culprits. Volcanic eruptions are also known as huge amounts of gas into the atmosphere. I'm making it my mission to climb into one of the world's most active volcanoes. To find out if those gases are contributing to climate change.
It blows me away every time I see this many cars. And this is just one highway in one city. How much carbon dioxide are we putting into the atmosphere? But it's not just us. There are other more natural sources of greenhouse gas as well. Things such as melting permafrost and cow farts, believe it or not. Some people even say that the volcanoes of the world are creating more greenhouse gas than all of the human activity combined. How do you respond to people who are, I don't even use the word skeptic, because skeptic is not the right word.
Denier is a better word.
Deniers who are claiming volcanoes contribute more greenhouse gases than all of the industrialized countries put together.
What we're dealing here with is a deeply held belief system. It could have elements of political persuasion.
They're usually sort of predisposed to believe anything that means you don't have to do anything, don't have to take action, right? So if it's just volcanoes, well, there's nothing we can do about that, so that's fine, just let the volcanoes go off and nature will take care of itself, you know.
At any given time, there are 50 to 60 active volcanoes around the world. Eruptions expel huge amounts of gas into the atmosphere, which some believe is leading to climate change.
I don't know if I buy that, but it's something I really need to check out. And I know just the place.
My curiosity brings me to the nation of Vanuatu. It's a small archipelago of about 80 islands in the South Pacific Ocean. I've landed in the capital of Port Vila, but my final destination is the neighboring island of Ambrym, the home of one of the world's most active volcanoes.
The weather there is notoriously awful. There's volcanic gas, there's acid rain, and, of course, the threat is always there for a larger eruption. So it's not the most hospitable place on Earth.
I know this area of the world well. I even got married in 2006 on the lip of an exploding volcano in Vanuatu.
That's where we're getting married, right at the top of the Yasser, and it's real active today.
Now I'm going to an even more active and more remote volcano on the island of Ambrym. I'm getting some help on this expedition.
Sarah.
Finally here.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome to Vanuatu.
Sarah Hoffritz is an accomplished young geologist from Denmark. She has the equipment to help us determine how much dangerous gas the volcano is emitting and if it's contributing to climate change. Frequent eruptions on Ambrym create weather conditions that make flying to the island a challenge. It looks like we've lucked out with a clear day.
The trick is it going to be clear on Ambrym? Typically the place is shrouded in cloud a lot of the time. So I've got my fingers crossed. I'm very hopeful. So far, so good.
I'm very interested in seeing how nature is behaving in this setting. It's going to be cool.
There are two active volcanic cones on this island, Mount Benbow and Mount Marum. Over the past decade, there's been an increase in emissions of volcanic gases from both of them. In 2009, approximately 15,000 tons of sulfur dioxide was emitted into the atmosphere in one day. Despite the danger of these frequent eruptions, almost 9,000 people live on the island of Ambrym. To them, the volcano is a part of life. Before we head to the summit, Sarah and I want to gauge the effect the volcano is having on the local village of Kendu.
Is this your drinking water?
Yeah. This water has a source right up on the mountain.
And is it from a well?
No,
or a spring?
It's spring water.
Spring water.
Yeah.
During major explosive eruptions, huge amounts of volcanic gas, including sulfur dioxide, get ejected into the atmosphere. Large clouds can pollute the air downwind of the volcano, and when mixed with moisture, can lead to acid rain. This contamination has harmful effects on water supplies for people, plants, and animals. Sarah came equipped to determine if this community is at risk. Today, we're testing the drinking water. What do we have here?
This is a conductivity meter, and that will tell me how many ions in the water.
270.
Yeah, 270 microsiemens. So that means there definitely is some ions in the water. Very likely some sulfur and some fluorine, which is still rather high.
To put it into perspective, pure drinking water typically contains less than 5 microsiemens of concentrated minerals. This town's water is over 50 times that amount. Drinking contaminated water can damage teeth and bones. A recent government of Vanuatu report predicts a dire future for the island as future eruptions and resulting contamination from acid rain is almost certain. The brooding outline of the volcano is nearly always shrouded in gas and cloud.
When we have a volcano that's active like Ambrym is, I want to see how much sulfur dioxide and how much carbon dioxide is being emitted at the volcano.
We know volcanic eruptions emit carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, but enough to cause climate change? It's time to find out.
Awesome.
For the next 5 days, we'll be eating, sleeping, and working at the summit of this active volcano. This is about as far away from civilization as it gets.
Well, welcome to Marum.
That's your exactly. This is your land.
The summit of a volcano is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. The air is heavy with a mixture of gases, and when inhaled, it can be deadly.
The conditions up here are so bad, I'd say the only place you'd find them is on another planet.
Our guide is Jeff Mackley, nicknamed Danger Man. He was the first person to explore the depths of this volcano.
The camp looks like it's taken a beating.
Hey, George.
Yes?
This is your tent?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
When you've got hurricane force winds mixed with very sharp gravel and high strength sulfuric acid, it's like somebody firing a fire hose full of gravel and sulfuric acid at you, and that can go on for a week.
The condition of this tent is a testament to what the weather can really be like up here. Extremely high winds, sandblasting with all this volcanic ash and gravel, and of course, the acid in the atmosphere has weakened this material down to nothing.
It may be dangerous at the summit, but tomorrow we'll climb down into the belly of the beast.
You can feel the heat all the way from up here.
It's very violent.
Boiling pools of lava and seemingly endless plumes of gas await us at the bottom of the crater. But I need to get closer to the volcano to find out more about the gases it's emitting. And that's where the real danger is.
Very few volcanoes are capable of producing the amount of gas that Ambrym can. There are several vents here that are all vigorously degassing hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen fluoride.
Are these dangerous gases contributing to our warming planet? Sarah has the latest technology to measure just that. She's using a fly speck to measure the sulfur dioxide levels in the air at Ambrym.
So now it's scanning through the plume, going from over here and scanning the way through.
This data will reflect the amount of toxic SO2 at the summit and help us understand if and how this contributes to climate change. But to get more data, we'll have to go straight to the source.
Sarah is getting her chance to go into the volcano, so this is going to be really, really fun.
But today, visibility is poor, and I'm hoping it doesn't get any worse.
The entire crater right now is completely filled with gas.
But let's try and see if it clears up.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Are you good to go?
I feel so.
For even the most experienced climber, this descent is a challenge.
Nice steady creeper.
Brad, our guide, will be leading us down the tricky descent, and I'll be following behind Sarah. With almost a straight drop of 1,200 feet to the bottom, a lot could go wrong.
To get down to the bottom, it's so deep that the ropes just are not going to be long enough, so we have to do a multi-stage rappel in 3 different steps.
Can you imagine all this used to be covered by rock, and then it had this big explosion, and now we're just in the hole of it?
Now that Sarah has safely reached the 100-yard ledge, I can start my descent.
This is insane. It's beautiful.
You know, everything around here is trying to kill you, but apart from that, it's great.
The weather is closing in, making it hard to see where we're climbing.
Not feeling very confident about this.
Brad calls off the climb. It's too dangerous. The visibility has gotten so poor that we'd be doing the descent virtually blind. Our visit to the crater will have to wait. Maybe next time.
Visibility has dropped down tremendously, which is never a good thing around here. And I'm starting to feel some drizzle coming in, which usually leads to torrential rains and storms.
You can hear the roar of the wind and the gravel being brought towards you. And then your tent just violently shakes. And it just keeps battering and battering and battering your tent until, you know, bit by bit there might be something that comes loose.
Storm has delayed our mission.
Basically shredded.
We need to seal that corner up too, or we'll lose that.
We've done everything we can to secure our tents. Now we just need to hunker down and ride out this ferocious storm. It was a tough night, but by the morning, it's over. Now we have to get back to work, which means getting to the bottom of the crater, poor visibility or not. Sarah isn't joining me on my descent today, as last night's storm took away her valuable research time.
The goal is to get all the way to the bottom, 1,200 feet, gather some rock samples for Sarah, and get some thermal imagery of the lava lake itself. Big day today. Rock and roll. It's ridiculous. Just the sound of the lava lake below. It's wild. I've described it to people as sounding like the devil's washing machine. And you don't want to end up in that spin cycle. The biggest danger is rock fall. If you knock a rope, rock comes down, hits your buddy in the head, you're dead meat. Trick is slow and steady, nice and safe, because anything and everything can go wrong here.
At the summit, Sarah is measuring how much carbon dioxide is being emitted from the soil. As long as a volcano is active, it's emitting gases. The carbon dioxide migrates through cracks to the soil on the side of the volcano. The levels of CO2 found will help Sarah in her analysis of whether volcanoes are leading to climate change.
3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I'm getting really high values. I want to see how it compares to measurements up on the crater side and getting closer and closer to the caldera rim.
It takes me 2 grueling hours to make it down to the bottom of the crater.
Top side, I am free of the rope. Okay, we're gonna get our first look at this thing up close. Wow. This is liquid rock. The heat is just unbelievable right now. It's burning the back of my neck.
Lava lakes are a rare phenomenon, formed when molten lava becomes trapped in a volcanic crater.
First things first, I'm gonna get some thermal images.
Examining thermal images helps us understand more about the volcano and its activity.
Unless you've actually experienced lava firsthand, it's hard to comprehend just how hot it is.
Normal body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. The average oven reaches 450 degrees Fahrenheit.
1200 Fahrenheit.
This is a whole other level of heat.
1400, 1600, 1697. Holy cow. I gotta be careful, I'm definitely within the splash zone.
Even the smallest piece of flying lava can burn through my clothes and skin.
Ah, it's burning. Woo! All this ejecta coming out of the lava lake are very fresh, so that should be perfect for what Sarah needs. I just gotta grab a couple of fresh samples and watch my back at the same time. It's really scary turning your back on this thing. This really fine stuff is Pele's hair. When the bubbles on the lava lake burst, they form these tiny little hairs and they'll drift all the way up to camp. I can get a little bit closer, but I'm gonna have to put on my special heat suit.
It's a good thing I came prepared. This suit can withstand temperatures up to 3,000 degrees.
I think I'm ready. If you want to get a really good view, you have to be protected. Otherwise, the radiant heat is just too much. Wow. That is about as crazy as it gets. My big concern right now is watching for pieces of lava splashing up. Wow. Here's some big pieces coming. Big pieces coming.
I can't leave before collecting some samples for Sarah.
Oh, here we go. Here's a really fresh piece, still glowing hot. Oh. Even with the gloves. Today was a success. Got up close, got some really good samples, some good thermal data.
The newly formed lava samples will give us the most accurate results about their chemical makeup and indicate the quantity and types of gases being emitted. This will help Sarah determine if volcanoes are contributing to climate change.
It's just, really, it's not like anywhere else. This pit, you expect the devil himself to come jumping out of it. I got some goodies for you. These are the ones that were fresh out of the volcano. They were so hot. So this is the newest rock on Earth. You want it fresh? I got you fresh.
We've now collected data from the summit and straight from the lava lake in the crater. If this volcano is having any effect on climate change, we'll have the numbers to prove it. We've spent the last few days on this volcano gathering data to help investigate the claim that volcanoes contribute to climate change. Now, it's the moment of truth.
What you got?
I'm looking at some of the data, and I've summed it up.
First, Sarah analyzes the carbon dioxide readings she took from the soil surrounding the volcano. How much gas is it emitting?
The carbon dioxide is up around 21,000 tons a day.
21,000 tons a day just from here, yeah?
Yes, from the Ambrym.
Next, Sarah adds up the sulfur dioxide emissions she took at the summit to see how much Ambrym is releasing.
The volcano here is emitting around 7,800 tons a day. It's a lot of sulfur dioxide.
But to get a clear answer, Sarah needs to add the sulfur dioxide and carbon dioxide results to the data that's being collected from other volcanoes around the world.
Total volcanic budget, global, that's 0.26 gigatons a year. So it's quite a lot.
But most importantly, how does that compare to human activity?
Human activity is 35 gigatons a year.
35 gigatons.
Yes.
Versus 0.2 for all volcanoes combined.
Yes.
So, do volcanoes contribute to global warming?
I think you're gonna say no.
No.
Definitely
no. It doesn't. We have the numbers to prove it.
Yes.
In fact, according to data collected by scientists around the world, the sulfur dioxide gas being released here can actually help the planet. The gas forms tiny droplets of sulfuric acid, also known as volcanic aerosols, which block sunlight, and that causes the climate to cool.
After large eruptions like Mount Pinatubo, Mount St. Helens, detectable drops in temperature were found around the world due to sulfur dioxide and other aerosols in the atmosphere from these eruptions.
Even with all this unimaginable heat, power, and gas that comes out of not just this volcano, but all the world's volcanoes, the amount of greenhouse gas that comes out of them only amounts to about 1% of the total greenhouse gas emissions into the atmosphere. Whew. The rest comes from us. Volcanoes are not to blame. We have volcanoes to thank.